Hello, good morning. Welcome. Today we'll be talking on GBP. So have a live trading session on GBP USD. So on this chart, this is a 1 hour chart. So we just get directly to the 1 day chart. And on the 1 day chart, what do we see? On the 1 day chart, we get down to the 1 week chart. This is 1 week. Now on the 1 week chart, you see this is a structure and the last we have a very strong structure very far down and we formed a fake out. So we may be expecting this move down to this structure. So if you are thinking of maybe buying, then you should know you are trading pullback. So if you want to trade as a swing trader, then you need to wait for it to get down to that point before you buy. Now on that same 1 week, you can spot a structure there. So on the 1 week chart, that is the move. And on this 1 week chart, I can see a trend line here. So this is a trend line. And on that same 1 week, I can spot an order block here. So this is a trend line and the last candle is on an order block. Now, since the last candle is on an order block, then let me just try to get this. So I mark the high of that candle, and since it is an order block, I can change it to a psychological level of 1.23000. So I change it to 1.23000 and it goes. So that is it. So on the weekly chart, this is what we're expecting. So we're expecting buy up to this order block before it gets down. Now, if you switch to the 1 day chart, then we should be looking for sell opportunities. But on the 1 day chart, you see, if you draw good lines on the 1 week chart or on the higher time frame, then it is highly respected on the lower time frame. So this is a perfect break and retest. You can just adjust the line. This is a perfect break and retest on the 1 day chart. So what are we expecting? We are expecting a buy up to this the psychological level before it sells down. And if it sells down, it may break to this point. So if we move now maybe to the 4 hours chart, then on the 4 hours chart, we had a break and we had a retest. Now, if we had a break and a retest, then what are we expecting? We're expecting the next move up to this level, but the market will not move this way. So you can spot another trend line here. This is another trend line. So if you get this trend line, then you see this thing reverse on that trend line and it reverse on an order block too. This is a bullish order block, so it reverse on that order block. Now, since we have this, then we can switch to the 1 hour chart to narrow down the entry. Now on the 1 hour chart, we see here this is a structure. I'll just mark with this. So this is a structure here, and you have another structure down. So these are the two main structures down. So what are we expecting? Now this is what we may be expecting when the market opens. It's important for you to wait for the market to give direction before you go. So the market may open, I have this move, it goes down, then it buys up. That is the first condition. Or the second condition is this move, it may get down to this point, it forms a double top, then it buys up to this level. So in essence, what are you waiting, or what should we watch out for? We should watch out for buy opportunities up to this level. Remember, the overall direction is a downtrend, and this last candle or this structure is on an OB. So since this structure is on an OB, then what do we expect? We expect this move, and if it goes down, then it forms a double top, a double bottom. Sorry, it forms a double bottom. You see clearly this is a double bottom. So if it gets back down to this point, it forms a double bottom, then it buys up to this point. So what are we expecting? We are expecting this move to get down to this level. It gets down to this level, then we get in, and this will be our entry. So we are going in for a long position, and this will be the point from this level up to this level, and your stop loss will be maybe on this level. Now, if you wait to get the trigger here, fine, you get in. If you don't get the trigger here, then there is another structure down here. So you need to understand this and you know how to trade it. So you can spot another structure here, and this is an OB. So this is the OB, and on this OB, so our stop loss is supposed to be here. slightly below the OB because this move may get down to this OB before it buys up. So that is actually what we're expecting. Now, if you get in and the risk to reward ratio is 1 is to 3.2, which is really, really good. If you get in on this trade, it works well, then you should be able to make 226 pips. And if it goes against you, you should be able to lose 69 pips. Is that okay? If yes, then you get in. Now you can narrow down your entry by switching to the 15 minutes chart. So if you get to the 15 minutes chart, this is actually the move. So we are expecting this move down at this level. Now if it gets down to this level, then this other block may not be valid. Please you wait for confirmation before you get in. Now if it gets down to this level, then the other block may not be valid. So this should be your entry. If you look here, you will spot an order block. Let me just erase this. So this is a bullish order block here. And since this is a bullish order block, then we can mark a structure here at this point. We can mark a structure here. Let me just, I can change the color maybe to yellow. So you can mark a structure here and this will be our entry. So if this is an entry, then the exit level will be up here and the stop loss will be down. So this is a risk to reward ratio of maybe 1 is to 6 now. And this is what we are expecting. Now, if you get here, this is it. So you can make 50 pips. So this is what you should do. The first entry or the first exit level should be at the 500 psychological level, which is, let me just, now, 500. So take 500, enter, and this is the 500 psychological level. And the second, the take profit, this is a 1000 psychological level. So we can take about 4 profits here. This is 1000 psychological level, then this is 1500, and this is the next psychological level up. So these are the 4 main levels that you can take profit. Remember, the distance between two main psychological level is 100 pips. So if you get in at this point, then it goes up, you should be able to make 89 pips. And the reason is simple. This last structure here is an order block. It's not a psychological level. So the psychological level is up. So you should be able to make 85 pips. Now, if you get in and you get a break on this structure, this is 50 pips. Distance between two sub-psychological levels is 50 pips. From main psychological level to sub-psychological level, 50 pips. So that is what we are expecting today. Please make sure you trade with caution. Sorry about that. I have slight cough. So make sure you trade with caution, and this is what we are expecting. So wait for the move at this point. This is already forming a double top. It's forming a double top on, I think it's on a psychological level. Let me check. No, it's not on a psychological level. So it's forming a kind of double top, and after this double top, it may get down to this point. If it gets down to this point, then it forms a clear double bottom before it buys up to the next level. So that is it. Trade with caution. Wait for the market to open and give direction before you trade. Remember, on Mondays, the market may open and give a different direction. So if you start buying, then know how you trade it. If you start selling, then know how you trade it, because this is a psychological level. And since this is a psychological level, then this move may actually behave this way. So instead of buying or instead of selling, you may get up to this psychological level before it goes down. So if it gets up to this level, then you get a trigger, then you can sell down to this psychological level, because this is the main level. Then if it breaks, this is the next level. So that is it. But I'm waiting for this move at this point, because that is the main point to buy. So that is it. Wish you guys the best as you trade. Bye bye. This is Blue Pips, and see you again